Hi, I'm just your friendly neighborhood black girl, and I'm here to talk about the issues with the movie Valerian. Basically, the premise of Valerian is that there's a secret agent, or you could just say he's an FBI agent or whatever there is in space. I don't know what they call them, but he works for the government basically, and his name is Valerian. No surprise, but he also has a partner whose name is Lorelei, and they are partners, but they're also in a relationship that is never convincing throughout the whole entire movie. And basically, they have to go on this mission to save the world that they live on, or the space station that they live on. Pretty much that's the premise. You would think it would not be hard at all to understand, but the plot is actually really weird and kind of confusing, and that's my big issue is Valerian prizes its looks over its substance. While it is a beautiful film in a lot of parts, it actually sometimes reminds me of watching Avatar when I was watching it. The dialogue and the plot and the characters don't fix this movie. Like, it makes it worse. You can't just say, oh, well, it looks so good, so the looks will be prized over everything else. Like, it doesn't. The dialogue in this movie is so bad. It's like a 10-year-old wrote it and didn't know how actual people talked in real life. And I find it very unconvincing that in the year 2050 we would not have a different language, or we wouldn't use different words, or there's certain things we wouldn't say. It's kind of like, so in the live action Beauty and the Beast, when Belle is talking to the bookkeeper and she's talking to him for like a minute, and then out of nowhere she just goes bye, and it's so weird because yes, we do say bye in the modern time now, but back in France and whatever time period they were living in, I'm pretty sure they didn't say bye. So why is Belle saying bye in such a it feels like that. This whole movie feels out of place, and the dialogue makes it seem it's just so weird. Another thing is that the characters rely on their looks, and I mean this literally. Like, the characters themselves, they're not all that fascinating, and a lot of the jokes and the humor surrounding them are how they look. However, the actors don't fit how the characters look. It's very weird because you got Dane DeHaan as Valerian and you've got Cara Delevingne as Lorelei, and they don't fit together. There's no chemistry, and they don't really look like their characters. I mean, at no time was I convinced that Dane DeHaan would be an FBI private detective who's really cool and like everybody. Like, it doesn't match for him. They try to make him this really cool, gritty guy. Like, a lot of people were mentioning that they were trying to make him like Keanu Reeves, but I kind of saw him as like, they were trying to make him like Harrison Ford, like this really cool guy who can kind of be rude and snarky, but people love him. And Dane DeHaan doesn't fit that character description, and his character dialogue isn't great either, so there's really no connection. I mean, why would I care about this character when they're boring and they don't fit their character type? Like, it's things like that that make Valerian fail. It's not just because of other specific reasons. The main problem is just its substance is so bad. Like, it's so bad. And I can't believe I went to see this movie. It's not as bad as some of the other movies that I've seen. I'm sure it's not as bad as the Emoji Movie, which, yeah, it's gotten terrible reviews. It's not that bad. However, you would expect more from someone who the director says they were a big fan of the books and the series, when ultimately, when you look at the movie, what he wants to make is just something pretty to look at, which I'm not here for. I don't just like pretty movies. I like movies with more than just pretty. Probably why I don't like La La Land. And a lot of people do like this movie, and that's fine if you do, but you've got to admit that there are some issues. On to the next issue is that it follows sci-fi cliches. And this is kind of the worst thing, because you would think in a movie in 2017, as big and as hyped as Valerian was supposed to be, you would want this movie to not follow the sci-fi cliches. And what are the sci-fi cliches? Having a lack of diversity, killing off a specific type of character or characters, I don't want to spoil it for you, and I guess I would say having a very, like, easy type of plot. This follows all of that, right? Like, the lack of diversity in this movie is so bad, and the thing is, they try to cover up, like, no, we have Rihanna. No, we had this one guy. Like, no. Alright, everybody who's a main character in this movie is very societal, modern, popular in the fact being that they're white and they're attractive. Pretty much. I mean, that's probably why they got cast in the first place. I'm not here to throw shade, but I guess I am, because I do have a big issue with Cara Delevingne for a whole nother reason, which I can get into. I have no problem talking about her. She's just not a good actress. I'm just saying it out there. She is not a good actress, guys. We've given her a chance. Hollywood keeps giving her all these chances. And they're not good. It would be different if, alright, she has just been picking bad movies, but she is the highlight of the movie. No, she's not the highlight of the movies. She says things very dry, very plain, and this isn't to hate on her. Like, it's not necessarily her fault, but it is a big problem that, like, Hollywood has had and has always had, is they cast these people who have no talent, but they're only popular because they're attractive. You know, like, she definitely walks the walk in this movie. Every time that they need her to walk or pose, she's there. She's doing it. She's got it. But when it comes to saying lines that mean anything, it's like they're gone. In the first 15 minutes, she's all right. In the first 15 minutes, she's okay, and then it just falls down. And that drags this movie down. Like, it's just, yeah, no. Okay. The last thing that drags this movie down so much is, I think it's a line that I probably talked about before, but this thing of, like, all you need is love. It's this line that's thrown in here in the movie, and they're like, all you need is love. Love can come. And I sat there and I was like, what? When did we ever discuss this? When did we ever discuss the all you need is love line? We never did. So why is this in this movie? Like, I don't understand. I can't tell you how many movies I've seen that have this line in there, and I'm just like, can we think of other things? Like, can we think of other lines? Like, I don't want to hear this word for word, all you need is love. Because love can conquer everything. Love can conquer death. Love can conquer this. Love can like, if you're going to say that, please do it in an original way. Because I'm tired of saying the same thing. That's it. That's all I have to say. I mean, I can't say great things about this movie when it's not great, and I know a lot of people like it, but if you want to watch a good sci-fi movie, there are a ton of much better sci-fi movies that you could watch. I wouldn't watch this one. And it's unfortunate because they put so much money into this movie. I think it was like 200 million. It was something ridiculous. And that money could have gone to something good. But it's like, also, you had screenings. You had people advising, like, who said it that this was going to be a good movie? Like, it wasn't even fun. That's the sad thing, is, like, if it was a fun movie to watch, I'd be like, alright, it's bad, but it's fun. It's not even fun. Like, you can't, it's just so bad. It's not even, you know what's the sad thing, too? I watched this movie and I was like, wow, Rihanna's actually not too bad. Like, that's, okay. She's the one redeeming thing in this movie, and she's not even in it for that long. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make me angry. It's just, like, sad. There are tons of movies that make me angry. This is not one. It's not even worth my time. That's how it's just, it's bad. It's bad.